My name B4P. I'm the owner of Built4Pressure, and this is Stitched.
What is fashion?
Fashion is in the eye of the beholder, you know what I mean? Like, everyone's different. Fashion gives you that eye to just look and be yourself. It's the one thing, well, one of the things, you know what I mean, that can set you apart from others and give you your own identity.
In your opinion, what is an absolute fashion no-no?
Fashion no-nos. Gotta do away with the purses and the dresses for the man. That's a little too far fashion, you know what I mean? But you know, it's your own identity, to each his own. But for me, the purses, you know what I mean? Like the men wearing dresses and stuff, it's not a good look.
What is your fashion go-to?
My fashion go-to, as of recently, is a plain white t-shirt, some shorts, and some slides. Or mainly just comfort. You know, I'm into comfort, you know what I mean? 9 times out of 10, I'm wearing a Built4Pressure t-shirt. But that's just it, a little go-to, throw on t-shirt real fast and some shorts and some slides, and I'm out the door.
Can you tell us the story behind your brand?
My story behind it is adversity. You know, everyone in life goes through adversity. It's kind of inevitable, you know. So with that being said, you know, growing up, life handed me a couple of different obstacles, and I decided to take a different route, you know what I mean, take what pressure means to some people, and you know, more so put it on myself rather than run from it. And it just grew from there.
Can you tell us about your brand name? What does it mean?
Built4Pressure is the brand name, and what it stands for, I guess in one word, would be adversity. You know, we all have to overcome it somehow, some way. So once you start to tie Built4Pressure to everyday problems, you know, it starts to become your name, you know, it starts to become you, you know, so it's more like Built4Pressure is an affirmation, you know, it's something that you can wake up every morning and say, no matter what pressure is thrown at you in them first 24 hours, you know, you're already ready for it.
What is your logo and how did you create it?
Built4Pressure is really just 2 words and a number. Built4Pressure, built at the top, 4 in the middle, and pressure down at the bottom in a graffiti style. I had just a vision of what I wanted it to look like. I shot it to my older brother, Kevin. He shot it back to me. We did a little adjusting, a little changes, and it ended up being the original logo that's we rocking with today.
Nice. What was the world's first impression of your brand?
The world's first impression, that's a big question because Built4Pressure means so much to different people. You know, like what Built4Pressure means to me might not mean what it is to you. You know, so I think with everyone having their own vision on what Built4Pressure to me means is it's just a loaded question. You know, but the world sees it for what it is. Some people see it as fashion. Some people look at it as a way of life. You know?
What type of customer do you see wearing your brand?
The type of people I see wearing my brand are people who need that constant reminder, you know, that they could just look right down and see Built4Pressure as they go through their day. So that can reach all type of people, all ages. So from the time that you're born and you gotta take those first breaths of oxygen, you know what I mean? That's when you realize you got pressure, you know what I mean? And like you going to school, you know what I mean, whatever it is, adversity that you're going through, I feel like Built4Pressure attacks all walks of life.
Can you tell us about the creative process that inspires you?
With Built4Pressure being such a meaningful brand, I would say what inspires me more so as a person. My niece, I think she's 10 years old now. She's on her second fight of cancer right now, and just seeing her as a child, you know what I mean? Like, knowing that cancer's still gonna be there tomorrow, knowing that she still has to go back to the doctors tomorrow, but wakes up and she's still able to be a complete child, you know what I mean? And watching her and seeing her just makes everybody in my family want to go harder, you know what I mean? We all kind of motivate each other based off of how strong she is.
How long does it take to create a design?
With the way the world is now, you can get on AI and have a design made in 10 seconds. But if you're inspired, you know what I mean, a brand can come to your head and you can create it right away. You know what I mean? But if you run into that mental block where you just can't create, you know what I mean, it could take you months. It could take you a year to create one simple design, you know what I mean? But it's just being able to think freely and bring what it is that your vision is to life.
Can you elaborate on the designs you brought with you?
Yeah, I'm gonna start from the beginning. This right here, this is one of the first shirts I ever made. Excuse how dirty it is, it's almost 4 years old, but this is one of the first shirts I ever made. Simple white t-shirt, left pocket embroidery. I just told him to grab a couple t-shirts, change the color of the designs, and I ended up with 10 t-shirts. I kept 4 of them. So I had 6 shirts to sell, and I probably sold them at a discount, but if you got one of those 6 shirts, I'll buy it back from you. And then on to the next one would be something like towards the middle of how long we've been doing this. It's the LA riots, the George Floyd LA riots during the pandemic. And one of my close friends, Joseph, he was wearing this shirt in this picture, and his brother actually shot it. So I thought that was a pretty iconic moment. So the fact that he was wearing a Built4Pressure t-shirt just made it that much better. So this will always be one of my favorite t-shirts from the brand. And then this one here is more so like the new approach that we're taking. You know, the quality is different, you know, as you grow. You know what I mean? You know what sells, you know what's better for people as far as quality is concerned like that. So this is one of our newer designs on an oversized vintage style t-shirt, direct to garment. It's just a sample shirt. The actual shirt, the design will be a lot bigger, but it's just a sample of the way that we're going now. Oh, and we got these socks here. And we got a couple different pair of socks, I think it's 7 different varieties. And but each different pair of socks come with a quote on it. This one in particular says, if opportunity doesn't knock, gotta build the door. And it's just simple black socks, the Built4Pressure on there.
How would you incorporate these designs in an outfit?
With this oversized t-shirt, I'll go with some jeans. Probably a nice pair of cream Yeezys or something like that. And these other t-shirts, they're more like a relaxed fit, you know, so you could wear them probably like some joggers and some Air Force Ones or something like that, some Jordans or something like that. And the same with this one. These are more sort of comfort t-shirts, you know what I mean, that you can just pick up and go with. So probably joggers, shorts, and t-shirt, and some nice denim jeans for this one.
How can people develop their own style?
Developing your own style, especially if you don't have any, I would say look at your peers, you know, tap in with a lot of local brands, you know, and more personal brands, and you develop your own brand your own sense of style by, I guess what you say, like staying away from those bigger name companies, you know, the Fashion Novas and stuff like that, because that's just what people will hurry up and click up and go to. But digging a little deeper into yourself, and you'll be able to find a sense of style that you're looking for.
How has starting your brand affected your life?
Tremendously. It actually takes 24/7. You lose sleep behind it. You gain a lot of people, you lose a lot of people. You run across a lot of people you might not ever see again. But you always have to make the best impression. So, also like not being so much of a people person, you have to develop, customer service. Excuse me, and just dedicating 100% of the time to it. There's being able to adapt is probably the toughest part of starting this brand.
What change did you have to make personally to see your brand succeed?
One of the first things that I did was, for like the first 2 years, I wore nothing but Built4Pressure. Seeing myself in it made other people see me in it, and it started to create this dedication towards it, a love for it. So I think that was one of the biggest things, like putting it on myself every day, but having to create something to put on every day was another challenge as well.
Has there ever been a time where you felt like giving up on your brand?
No, it hasn't been a time where I felt like giving up on a brand. With the brand only being close to 4 years old, I know there's times that may come, in the future, because right now, we just have a great product, but as business starts to pick up, and other people start to get put into position, more problems will come, more avenues of vulnerability, so I feel like that'd be it.
What has been the highest point of your brand so far?
The highest point of my brand so far is probably seeing everybody that I know wearing it. From my grandma to my nieces and all ages. They love the brand, they love what it stands for, it's a family brand, so everybody loves it itself. So I think that's one of the biggest things, like being able to see my mom wear my brand, see my grandma wear my brand.
What is your number one problem with the fashion industry and getting your products to customers?
I feel like right now the number one problem with the fashion industry for me is adapting to online and social media and content and e-commerce. With the way the brand's been going, it's always been foot traffic. We always been at events, pop-ups, really branding with like I would say door-to-door sales, but hand-to-hand transactions. But nowadays with social media and e-commerce, you can reach 100 people hand-to-hand, or you can reach 1,000 people through e-commerce. So I think that'd be probably one of the toughest parts.
How do you see fast fashion affecting the world?
Fast fashion affecting the world, I feel like it doesn't build identity. It doesn't build your own sense of style. It's there in front of you. It's kind of like fast food, Like if you go and eat fast food, it's not as healthy for you. So if you go and sit down and you eat a nice meal, Like it's a lot better than fast food. So some of this fast fashion isn't up to par as far as quality and stuff is concerned. So I think that'd be it.
If someone was starting a brand, what advice would you give them?
Be ready for everything that's coming with it. Not only are you starting a brand, but you also become a graphic designer. You become a photographer, you become a social media person, you become a manager, you become the person that picks up the trash after events, you become everything that's socially around that brand, especially if you're doing it from the beginning, so you're not just making clothes. There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that a lot of people don't get to see. A lot of stuff that you gotta be willing to lose sleep for, and love what you do. Have your reason behind it, and just love it. You know what I mean? And if you love what you do, we wouldn't mind losing sleep for it.
How can people become built for pressure?
I feel like people can become built for pressure just by waking up every day. And knowing, if you believe in God, you should know that your story is already written. You know what I mean? It's up to you if you want to change a couple pages or you want to change a couple paragraphs, but your story is already written. So there's never going to be nothing hoisted on you that you can't bear. So when you wake up in the morning and you set that as your standard as being built for pressure, and you implement it into your life, then I feel like that's one of the best ways to become built for pressure.
What sets Built4Pressure apart from other local brands?
I would say branding. When you see Built for Pressure, you see it everywhere. You see it outside, you see it on kids. You see it, my mobile store outside 24/7. There's not another clothing brand local our period that I can think of that's has a whole clothing store dedicated to their brand and mobile. You can call me 24/7 and we'll pull up. Medium, small, whatever. And then I pay attention to quality. Quality with my brand is priority. I would go with quality being priority and then customer service. I'm not, with me not being from Tampa, Florida, every person I meet are a new relationship. So being able to converse with all these different people, you got to develop a strong customer reputation. You know what I mean? And I feel like the reputation good over here. 100% solid. No returns or nothing. Standing on that.
Where have you received the most support from?
The most support I received is, of course, from family. But outside of family, it's people I don't know. I feel like a lot of people who I don't know are my major supporters. It's people who I've known 15, 20 years, and they've never bought a shirt or a pair of socks. But it's no hard feelings, because you have to create something for the eye. You have to create something for that person to like. So my biggest supporters are people I don't know. People scrolling on Instagram or people scrolling on social media or people who heard about the brand word of mouth, and I have no idea who they are. They'll turn around and show me and just tell me how big the idea is for them in their head. So that's what it is.
Any new pieces coming out soon?
Yes, expect a lot of new pieces coming out soon. I'm not gonna spoil too much, but yeah, we got some a lot of vintage T-shirts coming out, getting ready for fall season and also winter. So a lot of heavier cottons, a lot of long sleeves, hoodies, sweatpants, stuff like that. It's coming.
How do you plan to take your brand to the next level?
I just keep going. I planned on the brand being where it is today, but not at this pace. So I know if I wake up and dedicate my time to it and dedicate positive efforts to it every day and stay positive, stay away from the negative energies and just, just grow. The main reason why I do this is for growth. So as I grow, I know it's going to be painful in some ways, and in some ways it's going to be joyful. So just accepting both of those and not knowing which one is going to come first is probably it.
What do you want people to remember about your brand?
That Built4Pressure is not going anywhere. It's a household name nowadays, so knowing that when you're going to see it outside and you're going to see it on different things, we got different business opportunities coming up, and we stand on what Built4Pressure is.
What can the world expect from your brand going forward?
We're always going to be tapped into the best threat, like quality and great brand reputation. I feel like that's the number one thing right there is the reputation you build behind your brand. Staying solid.
Where can people find and purchase Built4Pressure?
You can Google us. Everything that pops up Built4Pressure with the number 4, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, Built4Pressure.com. Built4Pressure Frenchies. We have multiple ways to reach us: phone numbers, emails, QR codes, business cards, and you see me outside my mobile store, record it. Call the number on the trailer. I'll stop right there and pull up and give you whatever size you need.
That's it, my brother.
That's what's up.